Okay, do you see these white flowers over here? All right. Now, we know I took Murray to the pediatrician yesterday, right? And we know I mentioned that, people, when I answered my phone on my video. Do you see these flowers right here? Do you see any flowers on here? This thing was full of white flowers. Now, I've been picking off some of these flowers a little here and a little there. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody came and robbed these flowers yesterday. Literally. They fucking picked it clean. Look at this. They ripped it off, like, completely, like this. Where's my hand? I can't see. They came, and they grabbed this, and they went, and they came, look at this, and they went from this one, to this one, to that one, and that one. And they did this yesterday when I was out. Because, do you see how full and flush this one is? They didn't get this one, okay? They didn't get this one. Do you see? Do you see how nice and full and flush that one is? Well, these were all like that too. I swear, somebody in this fucking neighborhood has a big pole stuck up their ass because they're so fucking jealous of their miserable fucking life that they gotta sit up there and watch my videos, stalk my house, whatever it is, people. Okay? Clearly, this Andre and I, we came home. That was the first thing I noticed because I noticed them when I left yesterday. And they were nice and full because I've been coming in myself and I've been taking just a few off of each plant. Like this. Okay? And I've been drying them because I'm going to make something. But I sure in the hell didn't come in here and just shoo, shoo. They came in here, this is the way they did it. They grabbed a stem, right? And because they were rushing, well, that stem just came right off. Either or, you can see what the fuck happened here, right? Okay, this happened yesterday, people. Okay? It's either somebody that's watching my fucking house. Okay? Don't forget, I had energy weapons come from over here back in 2012 that traveled down this way and then skirted off down the fucking grass. Okay, as a matter of fact, I'll show you when my landlord came with her son that time, and started all that. They're gonna bring the bins and throw out all my shit because I won't vacate half the fucking house. This is where they had me standing, right here. Right here, people. And this is where that energy weapon, it looks like a little misty thing, traveled through the fucking grass. And they had me standing this way, facing this way. So anything coming up behind me, I wouldn't see it, right? Not that you can see energy weapons because you can't, but the camera can pick it up. And my landlord's son was here, and my landlady was right here. I went inside the house, people. My eyes went cloudy for 4 fucking hours after that. I got scared. Yeah, but after 4 hours, it cleared out. And that was in February, and by April, I was blind. Okay? So I'm just saying, the video from 2012, I should find it. Whatever it was came through here. It traveled this way. And in those days, none of this stuff was here. It was all fucking weeds, right? And I had rocks piles or whatever. And it went through a black bucket, turned, hid behind a tarp, and then scooted off down the fucking grass. I have that on camera. Okay? It was being controlled by a joystick. Okay? Do I think this is Julian Johnson's sister? Oh yeah, for sure. I don't necessarily think it's my fucking neighbors. I don't. Because for as much as this girl says, oh, Judy Chorney's coming for me. No, bitch, you're the one that keeps tagging New Nations Unity in your fucking titles or whatever so that you can keep yourself up in the search engine. Okay? And, you know, just so that you can come back and say that I'm a whatever. You're full of shit. So anyway, I mentioned also that, you know, somebody's been sabotaging this pond. Okay? Throwing, like, literally bricks in it, people. If they're not throwing fucking broken cell phones and batteries and that kind of shit, they're throwing in fucking bricks. Okay? And garbage. Pop, like, beer cans and that kind of crap. Okay, now I know those people over there, they're a bunch of Africans, they like to fucking drink. But I don't see them coming over here throwing freaking cans in here, okay? That's, you know, they got better things to do. But whoever took those flowers yesterday also came in here and pushed in a couple of fucking boulders. That's the first thing Andre noticed, okay? Because, you know, and then he came over here and he said, look, Nana, look what happened. I think I kicked it away. This brick here, I kicked it in here. I don't know. It was like shit here, a fucking broken brick. And there was a lighter there. Okay? There was a lighter there, people. About 2 weeks ago, my grandson found a pack of book matches, you know, in a little paper book, like those little box book matches, right? In here. So whoever's doing this is leaving their fucking lighters and their matches behind, right? Obviously stalking my videos because they knew I went out with Amari, right? But now I know people eat this, okay? This is why I picked some, because I'm making a slab with this stuff, right? I know people eat this because there's some people down there that come from a country that actually eat this stuff, okay? And they were telling me. And that's how I know it's not poisonous. So did somebody come when I was out yesterday because they were fucking hungry and just wanted to steal a whole bunch of fucking flowers? Right? Or do you think it's somebody that's spiteful that keeps tagging New Nations Unity into her fucking stupid little videos looking like a fucking cocksucker with a big wide open mouth? Like, what the fuck? I can only imagine the size of dick that you can fit into that mouth. Seriously, people. How many years has this bitch been terrorizing my grandson? Literally. I mean, it's one thing coming in here, stealing a bunch of flowers because you want to eat it, because it reminds you of being in your country. And as a matter of fact, last year when they were walking and they were telling me about this, I offered it to let them come have some, right? Because, you know, this is from their country, right? And they like it. And whatever, it didn't happen. And if they really wanted it, all they would have had to do is come to my fucking door and say, hey, this is ready to pick. Do you mind if I take some? I want to go have a dinner with it because it, you know, brings me back to my home country. I would have said, fine, go ahead, do what you want. Because it was full. But whoever did this yesterday fucking completely destroyed it. Okay? Because they did it with malicious intent. That's why, people. They did it with malicious intent. Just like this person who keeps coming here and fucking with this pond. They come in, they throw their garbage shit in there, their fucking broken cell phones, right? Their fucking batteries, bricks. Now they're pushing in the fucking boulders. No raccoon's gonna push down those fucking boulders, okay? Right? Raccoons are not strong enough. These things were wedged in. A man came in here and wedged this in for me, people. Okay? They're stuck. Unless, of course, you want to take your foot and go poof. Because you got a point to prove. What? What? That your brother killed my fucking daughter? What? That you're a fucking lunatic and can't control yourself? Because that's pretty much what it boils down to. Unless, of course, it's my neighbor that likes my YouTube channel. Seriously. Okay, so I'm going to keep this video real short because I got a lot of shit I got to do. After I took Amari to his appointment, of course, Andre and I, we went to a grocery store. A different grocery store, to which I think I got more for my money. Not so much, but either or. I bought some beef. I'm telling you, people, a small fucking little roast, it's no fancy dancy roast, just a small one, I'm going to show you, was 40 bucks. But 30% off. So, of course, I bought it. And then I found another one that was smaller, that was for $15 with 30% off. So I bought that one. And then I found, you know, sliced beef that called sirloin steak or whatever, right? $45 for 3 pieces at 30% off. So I bought them all because they were 30% off, right? And then I scoped out some pork that was $1.77 a pound. So I picked up a bag of that so that today I can can the beef and that pork. Being that, you know, I'm going to can the beef, I wanted to have a full canner, right? Because you're not going I'm telling you, I'll be lucky to get 8 jars of this beef for the amount of money that I paid. Okay? Like, seriously. And, cherries. So they were $1.97 a pound, which was a really good deal, and they were really fresh. So I bought a few of those, so I'm probably going to can those. Not today, because I'm going to pressure can this beef. Only because they're fading out the meat, people. Like, seriously, you know, when I seen the prices that they were charging for this beef in this major food chain, Canadian Superstore, that's what it's called, hosted by President Choice, okay? You know, I was looking at the beef and whatever, and, you know, I was telling Andre, like, you know, this is wrong what the company is doing, because they're trying to fade out the meat, right? So that they can bring in their lab manufactured fake meat, right? Or fucking bug meal, who knows? They're fading out the meat, they're overpricing it so the consumer can't buy it, as they're shrinking the aisles, right? And this is why Nana's gonna can this stuff, right? You know, I was going on and on. I don't know what that was. I was going on and on. And there was a lady that was hovering around listening to what I was telling Andre. And she looked at Andre and she's going, And then she even came back when I was off doing something else, getting the pork. Said, you know, your Nana's right. What she's telling you is right. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, for anyone that wants to sit up there and say, well, wait, you're still canning? I thought you said you weren't going to can anymore and you're canning old discounted meat. Well, you know, at $100, what did I pay? Yeah, I paid, if it would have been regular price, oh my God, 40, 45, and 15, 16. So 45 and 40 is 95. Add in another 15, that's 100, 110, $110 and a bit for 4 pieces of meat. 3 pieces of meat. Yeah, 3 pieces of meat. Like, what the hell is that? Right? And take off 30%, so what? You saved yourself $32. But at the end of the day, you saved yourself that $32. Because if they're charging $40 for a little chunk of meat, a little chunk of fucking meat like this, you know, you have to ask yourself what they're going to be trying to charge it next year as they continue to shrink in the aisles, as they bring in their fake meat, people, in a new aisle that's opening up. They just have to figure out how to market it to the people. So I guess if they make it so that we can't afford to buy legitimate food, we don't have no option but to settle for what they feed us. And then say we have choice. Yeah, okay, we have choice. No, we don't have choice. That's being taken away from us. So in the meantime, I can't solve that problem. But what I can do is I got jars sitting up in my bathroom that are just waiting to be canned for meat. So instead of buying $700 of beef at one time, maybe I should do it this way. I don't know. I mean, obviously I would prefer grass-fed from the farm beef. Maybe one day I might do that. But other than that, though, people, like, I don't know. Maybe there needs to be groups of individuals that got to start boycotts on something to turn the tide, because, you know, nobody's going to pay $150 for a freaking roast in 2 years from now. But they would pay probably $15 or $20 for a lab-grown piece of meat just to satisfy their, what, appetite? Right? Anyway, so now that's what I'm going to do today. I may or may not do a video. I just want to stay focused on doing what I need to do, right? And and so we're walking around. You know, Andre noticed somebody stocked up, because I told him we're going to the grocery store to look for cans. That's what Nana wants. Cans. You know, that's my excuse to go. I don't want to can food. I just want to buy canned food. Turns out I'm doing both. Anyway, Andre, you know, so he's looking in people's carts and he says, Nana, this guy's got a full cart full of freaking, what is that called? Coconut milk. And I'm like, yeah? And he goes, yeah, it's like, it's all full of coconut. That's all he's got in there now. I'm like, well, he must have scored a deal or something, right? Or he's stocking up. I said, he's a smart man. He's a smart man, right? So now I'm on a coconut hunt, right? I said, well, let's go find that coconut milk because I'd like to know how much he's paying for it. And so we find it, we get there, and I'm looking at the prices. They're actually pretty good. And then I find a can that's bigger than the other ones that's selling for $1 per can with no limit. And I'm like, okay, Andre, well, we're going to scoop up on this because I wasn't specific as to what kind of can I wanted to buy in terms of long-term food storage, right? You know, as long as it was a well-made can from a reliable company that, you know, wasn't going to eat the can in terms of tomatoes or something like that, right? Didn't matter to me what kind of vegetable it was, as long as it was affordable and, you know, it had the ability to stay put for a while without it becoming tinny tasting. Okay. Now, I know for a fact that coconut milk will sit in a can for a long time. Because I still have from way back in the day, and every now and then I pull out and I use, and it's delicious. So I knew right away that it was a product that could sit in long-term storage for quite a long time, right? Because I've already been there and done that. And therefore, it's a good investment, especially at $1 a can with a higher percent of, you know, grams per can compared to the smaller cans that costed more money. So I just scooped up on what was left at $1 a can. So I'm down on my knees, and Andre's there, and I'm pulling out the cans, and you know, he's putting it into the basket, and we're doing whatever because I'm gonna, you know, buy them all at $1 a can. There is no limit. So there's lots of other fucking coconut milk if anyone wants it. So sure enough, this woman comes, and she's standing right over me, and she starts grabbing these cans of coconut milk, a different kind. But she's right, and then she's putting it in her bag. She's taking it, standing there, and then puts it in her fucking bag. And she did that a couple times, and then I caught on to what she was doing, and I looked at her. I said, what are you doing? I said, you're not supposed to be putting that in your bag. Oh, well, I said, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. I'm going to pay for it when I get to the till. I said, yeah, sure, you're going to pay for it when you get to the till. Like, what the fuck, right? Like, you know, get out of here, right? Go away, you know? She left. Okay. And I told Andre, I said, don't you ever fucking start putting shit into your bags. Because you're not, right? You know, right? And that person was probably stealing. Anyway, we're still sorting out these cans, filling up the buggy because we had to make room for them or whatever it was, right? And this fucking little bitch, this little Karen had the audacity to come back, people, stand right over me and start grabbing more cans. I turned around and I looked at her and said, you know, you're a little fucking bitch. I said, you need to get the fuck away from me. Like, fuck off. I got a little loud. I told her to get the fuck away from me. You're stealing fucking shit. Get out of here. Get out of here. Right? I did. And so she ran off. Okay, now Andre and I are done our shopping and we're at the till. Okay? And we're going through the till. Right? And, you know, I'm creeping up with my bill because, you know, I tend to do the big shop because I don't get out for the little shop. So I kind of do it all at one time. So, okay. So, whatever. And then, you know, we're talking on about this lady that's going through the till and stuff with, you know, doing the cash register thing. She talking about how these coconut cans are a good deal because they're $1 a can, right? And I got quite a few of them. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And then I go on to tell her the story about that woman that was filling up her fucking bag as she's standing over me between Andre and I, right? As like decoys, right? And I don't know, some other woman came. She had a mask on, but she was just standing there listening. She wouldn't go away. And then after everything was all said and done, she turned around and she thanked me. That woman that was standing there listening with her mask on must have been a freaking supervisor or something. Because she came and she was standing there listening, whatever was going on there, you know, and then, you know, I had nothing left to say, and that woman stood there and she's, you know, no, we need more people like you in the world. I looked at her, I said, well, what do you mean by that? oh, well, you know, we can't say anything and we can't stand up to them. You know, you did the right thing. I said, oh, okay, well, thank you, right? Because she said, it's all on camera. I said, oh, okay, thank you, right? So I got acknowledged for a good deed without even thinking about trying to do a fucking good deed here, okay? Okay, and then we get home, and we're in a taxi, coming home now, right? And Andre's telling me that he's seen that same exact woman sitting in a car outside in the parking lot when we were leaving, right? And some dude was hollering and screaming at her. I said, no, that must have been somebody else that you were looking at. She goes, no, Nana, it was the same woman that was, you know, causing all that kerfuffle. I said, well, if that's the case, then it was probably her freaking pimp, right? The one that sends her out into the grocery stores to steal shit, people, so that he can hawk it off someplace else, right? And he probably abuses her if she doesn't come back with the goods. Or maybe the right kind of goods. Because as she was grabbing those freaking cans, how do we know she wasn't stuffing a piece of fucking meat or whatever up her crotch? Like, seriously. Seriously. And then I come home, and the first thing I notice is someone robbed the flowers. Right? If you wanted to eat them, because it reminded you of being at home in your own home country, and you already got permission from me last year to have some so that you could eat them when they were at the perfect stage of eating them. They didn't have to wait until I left. They just could have walked up to the door and said, hey, you remember us from over there? And I'd be like, yeah, you know, like, this is okay, go ahead, help yourself, but just make sure that there's enough for other people to walk by and look at versus little fucking stems, you know? They took like 3/4 of the freaking flowers, people. Yeah. With malicious intent. Okay? Right? I don't have malicious neighbors like that, for the most part. At all. I don't think so. I don't. Oh, there might be one or two that got it pull up their ass, a little bit of an attitude, think they're better than everybody else because they come from this country and they got that religion. But at the end of the day, not somebody that's vindictive and spiteful, right, and wants to cause injury and likes to create psychological stress for a growing boy ever since he's been little, you know, in terms of when Shmei died and when it all started, and it hasn't stopped. Clearly it hasn't stopped, right? Right? You can't even go to the grocery store without being, you know, used as a decoy for somebody else to commit a fucking crime. Well, the staff comes and thanks you for at least standing up and saying something and scaring them off, right? That bitch, maybe she ran out of there, left her bag behind, went to the car. The guy was saying, well, where's the goods? She's saying, well, I couldn't get it because some woman was screaming at me and was bringing heat to me. You know? So I had to leave everything behind. Right? You right? So, I don't know. So, now, the only thing I want to do is end this video on this. So, hold on a minute. Okay, so we're going to end it on this now. See, she got no life, right? So, she got to keep up with this crap. Okay? Right? Her more recent little shorts. See? 2 views. This is just recent. But if you notice, the one before that, right? So when she said, oh, you're coming for me. Oh, you're coming for me. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. No. Oh, you're coming for me. Oh, you're coming for me. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't creep people's yards. Terrorize little boys. Right? And this last one that she did? Serious. Talk about a dick sucker. Okay? Serious. Talk about a fucking dick sucker with a mustache yet. With a fucking mustache. Okay? With a fucking mustache.